Buenos dias, Rajesh, and thank you for joining us today at Business Spotlight Series. Today, I am excited to introduce Rajesh Kumar, founder of TrackGenesis, a leading Web3 development and consulting firm based in Aberdeen. Welcome, Rajesh.
Thank you, Javier.
So, Rajesh, how do you end up in this business? Is this something you wanted to do from childhood, or how do you come up with what you do?
I didn't really plan to, start a business. My interest, I always interested in solving problems. So I started my career in manufacturing industries, and then when I was working there, I had to do a lot of paperwork. So I started creating small programs using Excel spreadsheet, and I found it actually solving, it saves my time, and also it's good for analyzing the data. So then I thought, okay, this is something very interesting. So I started. Then I thought I wanted to change my career into IT. So I moved to UK. I did a master's in software technology, and I started my career as a programmer.
Yes.
But then I wanted to do something which is beneficial for the people and the community. I want to basically make a change. But if you're working for a company, you'll be basically supporting their application. So you won't be doing anything new most of the time. So then I thought, okay, I need to stop the job and I need to start something else. That's where I started the TrackGenesis. So yeah, that's how I ended up in business, basically.
Brilliant. And you started the business before COVID?
Yes, I started before COVID, yes.
Okay, and did COVID affect the business? I mean, some industries got the better of it, and some industries went down. How did it affect you and your industry?
It actually affected me because excuse me. I started and left my job in 2017, and I explored about the technologies and everything. And 2018, I started building a product. And 2019, I incorporated the company and I started exploring the market. I got some interest from companies from overseas, one from New Zealand and a few other ones. But then at that time, the COVID hits and everything stops and we can't really travel. And then all these companies stop any new projects. So which really impacted me. And one good thing with me was at that point, I didn't have a team because I'm a programmer. So I basically was developing all the things. So my overhead was very less. So I used that time for learning new technologies and building knowledge, and also in that period of time I took 5 blockchain certifications over there 1 or 2 years time, and also I started building team remotely because that's one of the benefits I find in COVID because before that everyone is working from office, but now it opens up a bigger market. So we started building the teams remotely. So yeah, so I basically used that time in a positive way.
That's fantastic. A lot of businesses did that actually. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you've had to face in building the business?
Because my background is from the technology, I was mainly focusing on product in the first place, without analyzing the market. So that was one of the biggest challenge for me, because even though from my point of view, we have a very good product, but sometimes customers pain points were different than what our offering. So again, convincing them the benefits and all, it took some time.
Yes. And in terms of where the people that help you in developing the software, are they remotely? Are they remote then, most of them?
Yes, yeah. Well, my team it's remote, and all my team members are working from home, even though we have an office in India.
Yes.
But we have a structured approach. We have daily meetings. We have every project, we have a project manager, basically a project lead, and I manage everything. So it's a structured approach. So even though we are working remotely, it didn't really impact the productivity or anything.
Correct. And what are your aspirations for the company for the next 5 years? Where do you want to take your business to?
We are specialized in blockchain technology. So we're basically building right now, we built a platform called Web3 Sandwich. So the idea is the blockchain is a technology that's powering up Web3. Web3 is the next revolution of World Wide Web. So it's basically like decentralized internet. That's what we call. Like now, currently we are, our internet is read and write. So the newer internet read, write, and own. So you own your data. The blockchain is the technology that powers up that Web3. So we are providing the infrastructure of Web3. So we wanted to be the market leader of blockchain as a service in 5 years' time. So we already built that. Some of the clients are using it. So right now, like the problem is, if you are more in the transition of a new technology, we always like having problem with finding the resources like to build that type of technology. So what we are doing is we are making that transition easier. We have a platform which is plug and play platform. So anyone can use the platform to get into the Web3 much easier. So we wanted to be like a market leader in 5 years' time. So that's the aspiration.
Very good vision.
And help as many as companies.
Yeah, a very, very ambitious vision. Fantastic. What would you say to anybody thinking about going into business? You know, they are in a full-time job, they've got an idea, and you know, they want to make the jump. You know, they are in their comfort zone. They've got their paycheck at the end of the month, but they've got an idea. What would you say to them?
I would advise them to do the market research in the first place, because most of the time, like now, we are obsessed with the product we have, or like we will have an idea, and we assume like everyone would like the idea, and everyone wants to buy that product. But so we just like start building without like doing the proper market research. So I would advise them to like do the market research first and see if that problem is a really painful problem for the customer. If it is a nice to have feature, they probably don't really go for that based on the budget and everything. But if it is a really painful problem and we have a solution for that, then yeah go ahead with that. Then build a team and go ahead with that.
Yeah. So basically, what pain are they, fixing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather than a nice to have. And great. Do you? I mean, we're talking about before the interview about Bollywood and movies, and I get you like watching movies. What's your favorite movie that kind of had an impact in your life, or you just enjoyed? What's your favorite movie?
Yeah, I mean, few movies like The Pursuit of Happiness, which is I really like. The reason I like that movie is it's a persistence of a person. It's not about like how good you are or anything like, but we don't they don't give up attitudes. That's something like an entrepreneur needs, because we won't be successful straight away. Like the entrepreneurial journey is like ups and downs. So if you have persistence, if you have a vision, and if you have a hard working, you will achieve at that point. But people only see the success. People don't really see the what happened behind. So I like that movie, and a lot of other movies like Steve Jobs movies I like because of his vision and everything. And then people see things in different perspective, and they start making business out of it. So yeah.
I haven't watched the Steve Jobs movie, but I have read his biography.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. And I remember reading a phrase at the bottom of a page in his biography that said, Steve Jobs said, he said, it's more important who you become in the process than the outcome you achieve. In other words, the iPhone, that changed the world. Who do you become? Producing the iPhone is more important than the what you produce. And I found that very profound. It's not original of him, but he quoted somebody on it. So the process is more, and who you become in the process is more important than what you achieve. Very profound, I found that. So yeah. Great. If you could choose a superpower, what would you go for?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe something like I can focus a bit more, or like utilizing time efficiently. Because like if you're focusing on something, like we lose focus after something. But if you get like fully concentration or something, I don't know. I never actually thought about that.
Yeah, so some people say time travel, or
I know, yeah,
to see into the future. It's and stuff like that. But
it's always like, I mean, I always think about the time travel, but then I thought like, no, if you try and travel, like it changes everything. So there's no, yeah.
Well, you cannot touch anything, otherwise you're gonna, yeah. And how about people you admire? If you could spend a day in the life of somebody, who would that be? They don't have to be living today. You can go to the past, Somebody says, wow, I would love to spend a day with this person, because you really look up to them.
Yeah, I would love to spend a day with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He's not living at the moment. He passed away. He's a scientist. He's a former president of India long time ago. Yeah, because of his selflessness, and he encouraged students, a very down to earth person. So yeah, I like that type of attitude. Like basically, he encouraged millions of people to become like that.
Brilliant. Actually, that reminded me of a movie I watched. I can't remember the name of it, but it was an Indian mathematician,
Yeah.
very bright, who came over was it Oxford or Cambridge?
Yes, Srinivas Ramanujan, that's his name. He's from Chennai, not really Chennai, around like that area you mentioned.
Yes, yeah. One incredible movie. Yes.
Yeah, he didn't have a formal education, and the funny thing is, he failed most of these exams other than mathematics. So
Yeah.
his parents and the people, they in his village thought like he's a stupid person. I mean, he doesn't really learn, but he is actually a genius in mathematics, but he was not really good in other things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, incredible. Yeah, wonderful. Great. So, well, let's wrap up with the final question, which is, what would you say to your 18-year-old self?
I would say like just explore the world, enjoy the time, and then like do what you like to do. Rather than what happened. I mean, I grew up in India, and I think like most of the places are the same. Like when we are like growing up, people advise you, okay, study very well, and then find a job and settle your life. So that's the process like everyone going through. But we need to be a bit more creative, rather than like following everyone's path. We need to make something differently. So if you wanted to make something different, you need to explore the world first, and you need to follow your passion.
What would you say? I mean, obviously, how old were you when you came to the UK? How old were you?
26. I was 26 at that time.
26. So it's quite, coming, from another country and studying here and then setting up your own business is quite very entrepreneurial. And there will be a number of people watching this recording who have just done that. They've come over here to succeed. What would you say to them, when you came here and the unknown, the weather, the Scots, it's what would you say to them?
I mean, one of the main thing is
Yeah.
adaptation, like adaptability. I mean, I can't remember the exact wordings, but I think
Yes.
it was like Charles Darwin says, like I don't know if it's Charles Darwin, but it's I
Yeah.
think he said like it's
Yeah.
not about the most strongest species that survive.
Correct.
It's not about the most
Correct.
intelligent species that survive. It's
Yeah.
about like the most adaptable,
Yes. Yeah.
species that survive. So it's all about adaptability. So actually, it helped me because I came from a different country, and I wasn't, a different language. I spoke different language before, and it's completely new. So that actually, it's not easy if you're like moving to a new country and all things. So, but if you're adaptable, we can adapt to the new things. So that will definitely help in the business as well, because when you're like coming up with a new idea, it doesn't work all the time. You need to pivot. So
Yeah.
if you are not an adaptable person, it's very difficult to survive. So
Yes.
that actually helped me in this entrepreneurial journey, actually.
That's a great mindset. And yes, it was Darwin who said that. Is not the. I was going to ask you, what helped you to survive, and the answer is that is to adapt. It's not the strongest or the most intelligent who survive, but those who adapt the best.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yes.
Anything happen, like market can change. So same as you mentioned, like the COVID, because we have a very good plan, and we maybe have a like very good team. We may have a very good product, but if the market changes, like if COVID hits, or like if it is like closing down, we can't really do anything. So we need to think differently. We need to come up with another plan. We need to adapt. So yeah, I think that's very important.
Brilliant. Well, that's a great note to end up our interview. And Rajesh, I want to thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you on board at the Business Spotlight series and for sharing your experience with us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Javier, for your time as well and arranging this interview.
Thank you.